What if I told you that a ship disappeared into thin air, right in front of dozens of eyewitnesses? Welcome to the mystery of the Philadelphia experiment. This enigma, shrouded in secrecy and intrigue, has captivated the minds of conspiracy theorists and skeptics alike. It's a tale that dates back to the height of World War II, involving none other than the US Navy, and it's one that's filled with fantastical elements of teleportation and invisibility. The Philadelphia experiment, as it's popularly known, speaks of a naval warship, the USS Eldridge, which allegedly vanished from the Philadelphia Naval Shipyard, only to reappear hundreds of miles away in Norfolk, Virginia, all within a matter of minutes. Sounds like something straight out of a science fiction novel, doesn't it? But here's where things get even more interesting. The ship didn't just teleport, it supposedly became invisible too. Yes, you heard it right. According to the lore, the US Navy had somehow mastered the art of cloaking, making a massive destroyer escort invisible to the naked eye. Now you might be wondering, why would the Navy be involved in such an otherworldly endeavor? The answer lies in the desperate times of the Second World War. With the Axis powers posing a formidable threat, the United States was allegedly exploring every possible advantage, even those that seemed straight out of the realm of fantasy. But as captivating as this narrative is, it's important to remember that it's shrouded in controversy. While some firmly believe in the truth of the Philadelphia experiment, others see it as nothing more than a myth, an urban legend that has been blown out of proportion. The US Navy has flatly denied any involvement in such an experiment, but the lore continues to persist, fueled by a handful of alleged eyewitnesses and a sea of speculation. Now let's dive into the origins of this captivating mystery. Our journey begins in the early 1940s amidst the throes of World War II. A time when the world was entangled in a fierce battle of ideologies, territories, and power. The need for advanced military technology was at its peak, with nations racing to outdo each other, not only on the battlefield but also in the labs and workshops. In this turbulent period, a name began to echo in hushed whispers, a name that would later become synonymous with one of the greatest mysteries of the 20th century, the USS Eldridge. A cannon-class destroyer escort of the United States Navy, the Eldridge was just like any other naval vessel of its time, or so it seemed. But rumors swirled, whispers grew louder, and the Eldridge was soon thrust into the limelight. It was said to be the subject of a top-secret experiment, an experiment so daring, so audacious, that it could change the course of the war, and indeed, the course of human history. This was no ordinary experiment. This was the Philadelphia experiment. The objectives of this experiment were as mind-boggling as they were ambitious. Invisibility and teleportation, two concepts that were, until then, confined to the realm of science fiction, were supposedly at the heart of this endeavor. Imagine a warship that could vanish from sight, only to reappear miles away, within the blink of an eye. A weapon of such power could tip the scales of the war, ensuring an unequivocal victory for its possessor. But was it even possible? Could human ingenuity truly bend the laws of physics to such an extent? Or was this all just a smokescreen? A tale spun by the desperate or the deranged? The Eldridge, the Philadelphia experiment, the promise of invisibility and teleportation, they all seem too fantastical to be true. With such ambitious goals, how did this experiment supposedly play out? Picture this: a warship vanishing into thin air, only to reappear hundreds of miles away. This is the heart of the Philadelphia experiment, a tale that has been shrouded in controversy and mystery since the early 40s. But how exactly was this phenomenon purported to have occurred? Let's delve into the process. The alleged experiment was believed to be based on a unified field theory, a concept that aimed to merge the forces of gravity and electromagnetism. This theory, although unproven, was supposedly utilized to render the USS Eldridge, a naval warship, invisible to radar and the naked eye. Imagine a ship enveloped in a bubble of distorted reality, created by an array of high-frequency generators producing an electromagnetic field. This field, in theory, could bend light around the ship, making it effectively invisible. Not only that, it was said to have been capable of teleportation, moving the Eldridge from Philadelphia to Norfolk, Virginia, and back again in the blink of an eye. Eyewitness accounts, however, are where things get even more intriguing. Sailors reported a greenish fog appearing as the ship vanished, with some even claiming to have seen the Eldridge in Norfolk at the same time it was supposed to be in Philadelphia. These accounts, if true, could suggest a manipulation of space-time itself. But the controversy lies in the validity of these accounts. Many skeptics argue that they are nothing more than fabrications or misinterpretations of natural phenomena. Others believe they hold the key to a top-secret military experiment. The truth? Well, that's still up for debate. It's important to remember that these accounts and the experiment itself remain unconfirmed. The US Navy denies any involvement, stating that the technology described simply doesn't exist. Yet the allure of the story persists, capturing the imaginations of many. But what were the consequences of this extraordinary experiment? Unraveling the answer to that question takes us deeper into the world of the mysterious Philadelphia experiment. Stay tuned as we continue to explore this enigma shrouded in a cloud of secrecy and controversy. Like any great mystery, the Philadelphia experiment is not without its share of controversy. The aftermath of the supposed experiment reads like a script from a science fiction horror movie. Stories began to circulate about the horrifying effects on the crew. Some rumors tell of sailors being embedded into the ship's hull, forever fused with the metal. Others speak of men driven mad, their minds unable to cope with the reality-bending experience. There were even tales of crew members vanishing, only to reappear days later, or not at all. These chilling accounts would be enough to make anyone question the ethics and safety of such an experiment. Yet, the US Navy maintains a firm stance on the matter. According to official records, the Philadelphia experiment is nothing more than an urban legend. They insist that no such experiment took place, that the USS Eldridge was never involved in any top-secret scientific testing. This official denial, however, has done little to quell the ongoing debates among conspiracy theorists. Some argue that the Navy's denial is a cover-up, a means to hide their involvement in something far beyond the realm of conventional science. Others take a more skeptical approach, pointing out the lack of substantial evidence to support the claims of teleportation and invisibility. Among the skeptics, there is a common belief that the Philadelphia experiment is a product of wartime rumors, an elaborate hoax that has simply grown out of control. Yet, the believers remain undeterred. They continue to search for the truth, digging through archives, conducting interviews, and piecing together the fragments of a puzzle that has captivated the world for over 80 years. The Philadelphia experiment continues to fuel passionate debates and inspire countless theories. It's a tale that refuses to be forgotten, a mystery that keeps drawing people in, making them question, wonder, and imagine. It's a story that blurs the line between reality and fiction, between what we know and what we fear. So, where does this leave us today? The enigma of the Philadelphia experiment continues to captivate us, but what does the evidence really tell us? The tale of the Philadelphia experiment is indeed a captivating one filled with intrigue, suspense, and mystery. Yet when we closely examine the evidence, we find ourselves at a crossroads. On one hand, we have a story that's so fantastical, it's almost impossible to believe. On the other hand, we have a paucity of concrete evidence that could lend credence to these extraordinary claims. One of the biggest challenges in verifying the Philadelphia experiment is the lack of solid, undeniable proof. There are no official records of the experiment. The absence of documented evidence has led many to believe that the entire incident was either a result of misunderstood regular naval activities or an outright fabrication. Let's take a moment to explore these theories. Some suggest that the Philadelphia experiment was nothing more than regular naval activities misinterpreted by those unacquainted with military operations. The alleged invisibility of USS Eldridge could have been an optical illusion created by a fog or a mirage, common in maritime environments. The teleportation? Perhaps a misunderstanding of the ship's swift relocation, a testament to the efficiency of the World War II-era Navy, rather than a groundbreaking scientific breakthrough. Others argue that the Philadelphia experiment is a complete fabrication, a story concocted for entertainment or to feed the ever-hungry conspiracy theory machine. They point to the lack of physical evidence, the inconsistencies in the story, and the absence of corroborating witnesses as indicators that the event never occurred. However, despite these plausible explanations, the allure of the Philadelphia experiment endures. The thought of a secret government project dabbling in time travel and invisibility is just too tantalizing to dismiss outright. The lack of proof doesn't dispel the mystery, it only deepens it. In conclusion, the Philadelphia experiment is a fascinating tale that, despite its lack of solid proof, continues to intrigue and bewilder us to this day.